Thank you very much, Comrade Mhlengi. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, thank you once more for this opportunity to share perspective about, not a perspective as such, information about our convening of the National Executive Committee Special, which is information that we shared with you during the week. Now we are at the point where the meeting has taken place and opened by the President. The African National Congress is convening a special meeting of its National Executive Committee from today, the 4th to the 6th of October 2025, here at the Birchwood Conference Center. This meeting takes place at a moment when South Africans are demanding bold, honest, and forward-looking leadership to confront both the state of our politics and the state of our economy. We enter this special NEC with full awareness of the responsibility placed upon us. Our country continues to struggle with unacceptably high unemployment, worsened by job losses across strategic sectors of our economy. Many families are anxious about the future, and young people in particular are searching for meaningful opportunities. At the same time, South Africans demand councillors, mayors, and public representatives who are honest, competent, and dedicated to service. They want leaders who will be accountable, who will serve the people with integrity, and who will help restore faith in democratic institutions. The ANC acknowledges these realities openly. This NEC meeting is about confronting them directly, without excuses or hesitation. The NEC will deliberate on candidate selection for the 2026 local government elections. This is not just about compiling lists, it is about the quality of leadership we put before our people. Our process is clear and uncompromising. Candidates must emerge from community consultations, undergo rigorous vetting, and be assessed not by factional loyalties, but by their integrity, their record of service, and their ability to deliver. We are determined that every ANC councillor must be a leader of substance, rooted in their community, equipped with the skills to drive development, and committed to running clean, accountable local government. Deployment is not a privilege, it is a responsibility. And the ANC will not hesitate to recall those who fail to uphold it. Like we said during the week, we will in the next coming weeks, as part of the local government action plan, brief the media about major interventions and changes we'll be making in local government when it comes to ineptness and leadership at the level of local government across all provinces. We will make that intervention and pronouncement about the changes we are going to make, informed by a detailed report on service delivery and performance of some of our public representatives at the level of local government. We are heartened by the fact that as we speak to you, all the partners in terms of Johannesburg, because that has been your major concern, have met and we have agreed on the way forward in terms of the issue that affected the PA, and we are very much delighted, because that shouldn't be an issue, like we said, because all of us in the coalition governments at local level, we must respect each other. we're not coming together because we like each other or we agree. And we don't run other political parties. We can't determine what must happen to the action, to all the partners that are there. That is EFF, maybe Action SA in Tswane, what must happen to Al Jamaa, and all the partners we are working with in the coalitions. We must respect each other the same as they respect the ANC. They did not say to the ANC, we want this mayor of choice from you. They stood with what we have put before them in terms of the mayor. So that is the mutual respect among partners. Once we do that, tomorrow PA will want to tell us who in the ANC must become the mayor candidate. And the EFF will equally do the same. So it's a principled matter we're addressing here. Because the people of Johannesburg did not give us overwhelming majority to govern and govern on our own. If that was the case, we will be able to talk a different story. So we don't determine for a political party who they must send to serve in local council. It's a decision of a party on its own, like it has happened with the PA. The PA attended to its own challenges as it affected its own leader and all of that. And they've come to the conclusion of that part, and they've effected changes back and forth and back, and then they've effected changes, and we must respect that. They respect their own constituency and the people who have elected them. Equally urgent on the ANC NEC's agenda is the state of our economy. Unemployment is the single greatest threat to our democracy. You will know that Ipsos have week in and week out given us the outcome in terms of the research and so on, and many other reputable agencies. We quote Ipsos in particular because it's the most recent and back to back. They emphasize three things: unemployment, crime, and cost of living. Those are the three main issues top of the agenda and that affect our people. Of course, going down, local government, etc., that is a concern. But the primary issue that face our people is unemployment. And unemployment is the single greatest threat to our democracy. Recent retrenchments have deepened despair in households already battling to make ends meet. We will not turn away from this crisis. The NEC will sharpen the ANC's economic action plan, the action plan which the President will announce on Monday. Once we are done with our discussions in terms of the action plan. I think later on in the day, Comrade Khalima will brief you fully about the guidelines. So don't quote your sources, quote us. And don't respond to WhatsApp documents that are not circulated by the SG of the ANC. I am not the face. I am the chief communicator of ANC decisions as per the Constitution. If it doesn't come from me, it's not it. It is just a rumor and all of that. So I know you have your sources, but we will give you Comrade Khalima today. He is presenting now. We are discussing the guidelines, and then you can engage him about the guidelines which the NEC will finalize. Once the NEC have finalized the guidelines, we will make them public. The SG will communicate the guidelines to all the structures, and thereafter will give them to you, the media, so that you hold the ANC accountable based on what it said it will do on the guidelines for the election of the public representatives. So that is what they will do. So time permitting, today, Comrade Mahlengi and the team will bring Umkulua in the afternoon or any time you so desire to speak about the guidelines that you will be presenting in the plenary discussion here today for discussion. The ANC is honest about the difficulties, but we are equally bold about the solutions. This special NEC is not just a meeting, it is a signal to the nation that the ANC is stepping forward with unity, seriousness, and purpose. We are confident that the outcomes will demonstrate to South Africans that their movement is capable of renewal, capable of leading transformation, and capable of building a South Africa that works for all. The ANC will announce the resolutions and action plans following the meeting. For now, we assure the people of South Africa the ANC hears you. The ANC acts with you, and the ANC will not shrink from the tasks ahead. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the questions. Newsroom, Africa. ANC matter and the PA, just to be clear, each political party is autonomous. And when you get into a coalition, as per outcome of the elections, you don't get into a coalition with the people of your choosing. And that is why we use the statement that we operate in the terrain of not of our own making. The bed we are lying on, we did not make it. Somebody did, and that is the voter. And the voter have given us, the PA have given us Al-Jama, have given us EFF, have given us Action SA, and have given us the ANC with less numbers to govern and govern on its own. So have given us the DA, have given us others in terms of the national sphere of government. So it's not our choosing. So what other political parties then in this terrain will do, it is them who then decide what should actually happen to themselves and so on. The PA have taken steps in relation to what has befallen them as a party and have made that matter public and have made changes. Like I used the word back and forth. They took Kenny out, they brought him back after a particular process. Whether that process, you agree with it or not, it's a process that they have embarked upon, and it's a process that the public at large and the voters and you as the media can bestly engage with the PA and so on about it. But that's what they have done. So the ANC cannot call shots. That's what I'm explaining. That what happens to other political parties and therefore change the pact with God, with the coalition partners on the basis of what? So we had a meeting in Cape Town to discuss regulating the coalition's environment, which is unregulated. We talked about thresholds, that the bigger the number you get, you will form government. And smaller parties said, no, you are subverting democracy by doing that. Let the status quo remain. It's only the ANC and the DA who argued. EFF and ATM, you know, ATM was the stage of walkout in that movie that they had there, spoke and then they left. So EFF did not attend at all. But all other parties were there and they spoke for themselves, and then they said, no, this DA approach and the ANC subverting democracy. When we said that the bigger the numbers you get, you constitute government. That will guarantee stability. Because in the environment that we are in now, without any regulation or law that we are following in the coalition environment, it means a small party with 1% can become the mayor, as it has happened, even in bigger cities like Johannesburg. You will remember the issue you had as the public and the media about Al-Jama and the candidate of their choice and all of that, which was a big debate in Johannesburg, up until it was resolved somehow, and then the ANC came back, and therefore the ANC was then called upon to lead by coalition partners. That's where we are, and that's why we've got Tata Morero as the mayor of Johannesburg. So a principal position that we are following, it says you can't dictate in this environment we are in of these coalitions what must happen in the life of other political parties. That's what we are explaining with regard to the PA. When Gayton made a pronouncement publicly that they will leave GNU, anyone can leave GNU. And so you ask a question, will GNU collapse if PA? We answered you. We said no. But we think there are bigger issues that can lead to them leaving because they've played a constructive role within the GNU, PA. And therefore, we don't believe as the ANC. We did not mince our words or become diplomatic about it. We were straight that we don't believe that they should leave on the basis of what is happening in Johannesburg because that matter must be resolved. Even in Johannesburg, we went further and say that let's respect each other as partners and then not seek to dictate to the PA what must happen. And at the center of the discussion about changes, it was not about Kenny's behavior. It was something different altogether in terms of the discussions that were there and so on, which was really not about that. The question was, since you have left, is there a possibility that we can reshuffle? And it had nothing to do about an individual, because even in that discussion, the PA as a party was not extricated or put aside. It was just a question of them being moved to another portfolio, which they said, no, we agreed on transport belonging to us. Whom do we send in that particular portfolio? It's our local stand. It's our call. Nobody can dictate about it. And that's why we said, of course, they are correct. You can't dictate to the ANC, to the EFF tomorrow as to who they must send to become MMCs in Johannesburg. If you once agreed that the following portfolios will be manned by you, that's it. Even in the GNU today, you will have seen that the DA had issues with the removal of their deputy minister. Something you will define as insignificant. But it became a big issue that that deputy minister led to the DA threatening to leave the GNU and all of that. You know that. So if the coalition politics across, nothing is insignificant to political parties. So that's why the principle of mutual respect is important across, including to ourselves as the ANC. And that is what I'm explaining. If it was according with the ANC, we will not be working with everyone now in the coalition government. We will be governing on our own. And you take us on the basis of the people that the ANC have put into those positions. But we've got no such power, and we're not going to pretend like as if we won elections when we did not. We did not win elections. The question for the ANC is, within the coalition government, what do we do as a party to execute our mandate in terms of what we have committed to the voter, albeit the constraints of the majority that we don't have as a party. We welcome SAPS sending a team to France to lose an ambassador, even if it was not Nati, any ambassador, in those circumstances that have been explained in the public. It shouldn't be something that we take lightly as a country. I could imagine if America lost their ambassador in the country and they are told that that ambassador fell from a building and then that's what happened. Leave Nati for now. Let's say your own ambassador is in New York and then you are told that your ambassador just fell from a building and that's it. And then the conclusion that he killed himself. It is correct, the government and the ANC support that. to go to France, work with the French, and ensure that there is no stone that is left on this matter of Nati. And it's very important that we need to assure the families over and above, but ourselves also as a country. Our ambassador can just die in a foreign country, just like that. And of course, it is beyond them if somebody took their life. But if there is a third hand into it, then we must be not only worried, then that country must equally be held accountable. Diplomats are treated in a special way in the context of the Geneva Convention. You see, not anyhow. So our ambassador went to a hotel, and then from there it is reported he fell from the 22nd floor, and then we accept. We respect France and its capabilities, and we are very much happy about the fact that the family have given us a report that the police in France have been very hands-on dealing with the matter and reporting to the family on these particular issues. We equally support the endeavor on the part of our government to also send a specialized team to work with the French police and the family out there in France to establish as to what actually happened. We support that as the African National Congress. Sunday World, I've answered the question of Dada and the EFF matter, not in specific terms. That if there was such a discussion about putting up a EFF, we're not aware of it, and so on. But as the ANC, What is new? What is new and what we needed to do, among others, just to give you an example, is that we have not had enough time to deal with matters of vetting of people. We have had encounters in this process since the last election where you find that somebody has faked a qualification and all of that. When we deal matters close to the time, so we need to deal with that part. But at the same time, how do you then deal with the process that we are following now to give us quality? That is what is important. Largely, our guidelines are fine because they give us people who are rooted among the masses. They give us people who come from the people, who are affirmed by the communities, and so on. We elect in the ANC and test in the community, and that is the person who becomes a candidate for the ANC. So we have really tested this issue of people-driven candidate selection process when it comes to local government. We will look into pitfalls with regard to that. We don't interview people in the ANC. We call people like a job. Other parties and the DA, they do that. And that is why a famous commentator failed the test of interviews of becoming a candidate premier for the Democratic Alliance, because he went for the interviews, and I won't mention that person. You know who's that person. And secondly, he paid millions of rands to write a book for a particular leader. I won't mention that person. I don't want to be sued. It's an allegation. So that's what we want to do. We want to deal with these matters in that particular context. So we will give you what we are going to do, because South Africans must know the processes we are following. And once we are done, the NEC have approved, we will tell you the processes, the ANC's. It shouldn't be a leaked document. We will explain it ourselves, word for word. The ANC will speak for itself. These people who are leaking, they don't know what to leak anymore. They just leak. A document like the guidelines of public representatives, when I'm going to vote, that is the first step. Why I must vote still for the ANC? How are they selecting their candidates? It can't be secretive. That no, we do it at night. No. We must tell the people of South Africa what processes as a party we are following to select people. And then they can criticize us and then even make their own viewpoints about what is better. Because the system that we are following still emphasizes the power of the party, not the individual. So it is the party that nominate and select people. But the ANC in that process said, it is not enough to have us only. Let's also go to the community. And we're not comparing ourselves to anybody. We started it here in this country. Nobody does it. And this process in the community has given us people who, some of them, have not even carried the membership of the ANC. But they are sympathizers of the ANC. But the community said, take Bambata, take Nomzamo. These are the people we trust with our lives, that they will look after us. Some of them have not done as the community would have expected from them. Because you've got many challenges. Guys, you are selected, you are loved by the community for different reasons. Community loves you because you are a leader in GBV in the community. But you are not exposed to governance. But abantu bayakuthanda ekuhlaleni ukuthi you do things that they like. You dance well when they are dancing competitions. You organize competitions like sports and all of that. Organize children, take them off the streets and organize, do things that community can see. You become a community activist, a citizen, and all of that. People love you for that. But you don't have the other requisite skills to govern. And the ANC goes to the community and the community says, this is what we want. And we take that person, we put them on the ANC list and they serve. And when they get into council, some of them have got challenges. I don't think the ANC is now in a position to depart from that, because it has actually made us to be a real people's movement. Because the people feel that we are party to this. Because from the process where we started, we are a party that learned from experience. People complained that, but some of the councillors you select, we don't know them. And then we had to perfect it through the process of community involvement. So we need to perfect that process of community involvement. So, Muloko, ENCA, we will come back to you about the finality of the list. Even Mkulua is going to brief you today about the candidate selection, what he would have presented inside there. But the finality of the list process, you'll hear it from me. Unless if I have got problems. Then Nomvula will come and the others will come and all of that to present. You'll hear it from me, the Secretary General, as to what is the process of selecting candidates. City Press, factional battles, yes, they do. That is why in the action plan we're taking steps now. The action plan have enabled us to move faster, where we identify problems to intercept the problems and deal with them. Like Ditsobotla, it will be something of the past. We're going to act on that. Like Tawu, we're going to act on that. People who are inept and don't perform, we're going to remove them in certain municipalities and replace them. We have replaced people you will appreciate in the past. And then the replacement of one person with the other, it has not also proven to be right, because the other one you replace with becomes worse. There's one municipality we have replaced twice. We went there, we replaced a woman with a man. That man had bigger challenges. Did not even last for 6 months. We had to replace. In KwaZulu-Natal, we are now in the third. We had to go and fetch a comrade who's experienced after interviews and put him there. The ANC process, by the way, is very thorough, and that is why we must explain it. Once people have been selected, 3 names, they undergo a process of interviews, and there are questions as to, in terms of those interviews that you must pass as a councillor and so on. So it is very thorough. So you are correct, factional battles do undermine service delivery, because you put people without capacity into strategic positions based on which factions in the party has now won. If I win a conference, I'm a regional chairperson and all of that, I was elected without a position. Once I'm in a position, I influence my new leadership to select me to become the mayor. And then you replace a capable comrade, hardworking, no problems. Simply because of a post, you are a chairperson without a portfolio. Now you must become a chairperson with a mayor portfolio. That comrade is replaced. That's where we come in. We are drawing the line. That is why no mayor in this country will be replaced. The NEC have long taken that decision without concurrence with us. Because we have realized that people get to be released and reviewed and redeployed without reasons. So every province, they know if they want a mayor to be relieved, they come to the SG, they present, we listen to them. Thereafter, we go to the officials, we call all of them. This is why they want to remove this comrade. Here are the reasons. Behavior and capacity is a problem. He or she must go. And the officials agree. And then the process kicks in of interviewing new candidates. So you are correct. You have mentioned number of examples, and which I agree with you on those examples you have mentioned. In the Free State, we are coming back. the Provincial Executive Committee took a decision to intervene in 7 municipalities. We met with them. We're supposed to have finalized that process by now. We have this special NEC. By next week, we'll be done with the Free State process. We've given them a mandate to go back, look at the process, come back and report, and then we take a decision. And I know, City Press, Free State factions like to report to you a lot. They report a lot. You are the biggest beneficiary of the Free State factions. But you are doing a job, my brother. I'm not. You're doing your job as a journalist. The second question is, how is the ANC intervening in governance matters in Matlosana? We must intervene in the Northwest. They are coming now, this coming week themselves. Matlosana will be on the agenda and many municipalities in Northwest. So we don't want an individual opinion. They must come and tell us. Another province, Limpopo, is going to tell us. There are mayors there who are working against us as the ANC, and we are going to remove them. We can't have a mayor who's in a position but further the interest of the opposition. Those people must be removed like lightning so that they can go serve Maibu. Yeah, there are many things out there and all of that are happening. Not horrible, like Trump said, but there are many things that are happening around us. People have got many options of where they can go. Not here in the ANC. Here in the ANC, we are going to get rid of sleepers. We're going to get rid of them. We know now in KwaZulu-Natal who's not serving us, in the RTTs who's not serving us, who's not serving us in the councils, in the Eastern Cape, in the Free State. We know now as a party. And let me assure you, we are not going to wait till elections about that. Brown Mokgotsi, your favorite person. Let me explain Brown Mokgotsi. Mokgotsi was a member of the ANC. He did not occupy any significant role in the African National ANC except being a member whose membership expired. If it was not because of this process, we wouldn't have known about that character. Let us be honest with you. But Mokgotsi is not alone. There are many such characters who have infiltrated the ANC. You can ask yourself, a person who's so low in the ANC, how does he have control and be accused of big things like what we are reading? That tells you a story that the ANC is infiltrated as a party. And that is why we say, keep the cycle bigger, but know your cycle as a leader. Do not just follow everyone, leadership. There is a new terminology. It has moved from comradeship, comrade, to leadership. Somebody just look at you in the face, leader, my leader, leadership. And then you feel good. Hey, I'm being called leader. This person does not even know me. There are people who are saying it out of respect. Tina, when we grew up in the ANC, our leaders was Oliver Tambo, Thabo Mbeki, Jacob Zuma. Those were our leaders, and those who were in prison. Mandela. This thing of being called a leader by privilege, of being elected in a conference, your faction, and then you can be changed. Our leaders are permanent. My leader is Mandela. You can't change it. Because Mandela went to the grave, tried and tested. Me now can still commit mistakes. You're still going to say my leader. You can't. The leader is the ANC. And then these people go around, my leader, leadership, and all of that, and so on. They drive a microbus there, Viano, January 8, up and down. Whatever the leader wants, he gets. Whatever the leader wants, my leader. Everything's happening. You don't know these people. The next thing, boom, we're being shouted about Brown Mokgotsi. Who's this guy? He speaks about the ANC like he's a tried and he even sent me a message here. He sent me a message. I don't know where does he get my number. I don't care. I won't respond to him. He's not a member of the ANC. He's not. To answer your question, Brian Mokgotsi is not a member of the ANC. It took me time to go to the records. I went to the branch, even the province. He's not a member of the ANC. He's just going up and down, perambulating among leaders and his proximity. He's not a member. The things that he does and he's proclaimed to have done, he's doing them on his own by impressing few leaders of the ANC who want to be impressed by him. It's got nothing to do with the movement. That time that the ANC is going to be dragged into the mud by characters we don't know, it's over. It's over. Actually, we should have answered you long time ago about Brian Mokgotsi. When you asked the question, who's this guy? Because you media, you did ask. We didn't answer you immediately. But every day, man, the album is growing. About this Mokgotsi. Who's this guy? He's on podcast. Hey, this is accounting about leaders of the ANC. He's accounting about things. Police. Ungavuka nje wena ufonelana namapolisa one way, yay, back and forth. What kind of society are we? You've got good relations. Namapolisa. What are you doing with cops? Unless there are two things with cops. You work for them, you are their agent, or you are involved in something wrong with them. You are corrupt with them. Even in the police, they are corrupt policemen and women who work with criminals, because criminals don't deter. Oh, criminals go where you don't think. Criminals have even tested Mandela, tried to be next to Mandela, a picture. Now whenever I go, poor people who love you, they want to take a picture. I say, Chief, who are you? Because tomorrow I'm going to be told that I've taken a picture, and then it will be demonstrated everywhere. I don't even remember you where I took this. Don't take it, it is funny, but who are you? So today we've got to ask our people genuinely. You are having dinner there with the family. My brother, can I have a picture? You look at this person. What's happening? And all of that. Because we have seen how this criminal modus operandi is working. You know, when soccer players, young stars who are soccer players, were hijacked and their talents were faded away, you knew who dealt them a blow? Some criminals who will come close to a soccer player and attract the guy. You are a soccer player, you have not finished matric. You play for Orlando Pirates. They pay you 100,000 per month. You have never dreamt of it. You are still at high school, and football is giving you that money. And then criminals come to you, and then they start showing you nice girls you've dreamt about 20 years to come. And then they give you on a platter. You start to drink free of charge. Wherever you go, you are a king. Poor guys, in no time, their soccer is gone. Same modus operandi is happening with politicians. You want a tender, be next to an ANC guy. That's why Bomtunzi Mdwaba can go lying and say, we ask for 10%. Because they know that Luthuli House sent Mbalula Upamatot, and all of that, go to Luthuli House, that guy will link you with the best of the best. And that is how the system operates. In no time, it is corrupted. We must deal with that. It's the reality we are in. Name dropping. And some of our people have found themselves in that situation, not deliberately, but unavoidably. But there are those who have gone to the situation knowingly and consciously. Knowingly, but because in the time is into, I'm greedy, I'll keep him because he gives me what I want. But when you are a person and a human being, you must draw the line. So Brian Mokgotsi, in a nutshell, is not a member of the ANC. And we'll never take him to the DC for anything. He must account for whatever he's accused of with whoever in the ANC he is accused to have had dealings with. And as far as our organization is concerned, he's not our member. Period. That is clear, and we have proven in terms of membership. We know that joining ANC sometimes is not reduced to a card. Brian Mokgotsi does not fit that he can be a member of the ANC by soul and all of that, given his behavior. No member of the ANC must ever associate himself or herself with that kind of behavior. And I've seen people who are running AIs and all of that saying Mbalula is implicated in this and that. I stand for what I'm implicated about. I don't need anyone's permission to clarify myself. I stand for it. Criminals are criminals. There must be a line between a criminal and a revolutionary. What does Oliver Tambo say? Says a revolutionary must be distinguishable from a vigilante, a tsotsi, and a criminal. Must be distinguishable. It must not be one and the same bracket. That between this person and this criminal, there is no difference. Today, distinguishability between the two has become questionable in the eyes of our people because of characters like this. You see, because tomorrow you are going to say, but we have seen him with Mbalula 15 times, this guy. What are you talking about that they don't know him? Must be distinguishable. You can't just wake up. If Mahlengi decides to be a criminal, I wouldn't know how to explain it because he's a comrade. Uba ebusuku uhamba kwezinye indawo endingazaziyo nani na undikolela, how would Mbax know ukuthi Mahlengi ngitsotsi? Now undikolela, how do I explain Brian Mokgotsi tomorrow ukuthi but SG Brian Mokgotsi ngubani wena udibana kuphi na? Uyabona mchana. Yeah, when we're doing a campaign for me to become this and that, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. A revolutionary must be distinguishable from a tsotsi, a criminal, and everything else. Thank you very much.
Maybe while you do that, SG, you must also inform us about the message from Brown. What is he saying?
No, it is not necessary unless I elevate him. I've just told you that he sent me a message, I did not respond. So, and I will not respond to it. Got nothing against him, and it's not important whether I know him or not. Because he was a member at some point, it meant that we could have met. But this behavior, and for who he is, he must know that he's not a member of the ANC. And there must be no confusion about that. And I'm telling you the truth that if it was not because of these things, we wouldn't have known about this guy. And I'm saying he will not be the last one. There will be others elsewhere who are behaving like him. Name dropping, associations, and all of that. These are associations. They are not in the ANC to work for it. Our members who toil every day, deliver victories for the ANC, don't behave like this. Who go to sleep without food and do a door-to-door to convince people to vote for the ANC. You will never find the types of Brian Mokgotsi in that milieu. You will never. We've got members who love this organization, and when it goes down, they cry. And it is not them who are bringing it down. It is characters like this who think that this organization, they can do as they wish, bring it down, and bayenza into abayithandayo. Sithi ke ngalo mazwi uphelile unothanda apha embuthweni. I-ANC angombutho wavula zibhuqa. Abantu abafana no-Brian Mokgotsi, abantu ongabaziyo into ezinganamva nomphambili ukuthi ngobani. Ixesha labo lifikile apha embuthweni ukuthi sisika umcanguko ukuthi abantu abenza into ezinjalo apha embuthweni funeka sibaqwalasele, sibafakele izibuko, sibajongisise, sibazi ukwazi thina amalungu epheleleyo ombutho singazuchaphazelwa zizenzo zabo ezingananto kwenza nokusebenzela abantu nosebenzela lo mbutho wethu isuthandayo. Siyayazi ukuthi amalungu amaninzi kaKhongolose ka-African National Congress bempula zikaLjaca abangathatha entweni abachaphazeleki kwizenzo ezifana nezi. Umbutho wabo xa unyelisiwa ngendlela efana nale bayazitsho ezimathonsi ngenxa yokuthi baphatheka kakubi, bajonge ukuthi ke ngoku njengenkokheli zabo abazinyulileyo ukuthi senza ntoni ngalonto. So sithi ke namhlanje abantu abafana nabo funeka sibasikele umgca. Injayo njoku lo muntu kuthethwa ngaye kuthiwa nguBrian Mokgotsi ayilolungo likaKhongolose, ngumntu nje oyichomi nenkokheli. Ezichomi inkokheli zihamba nazo funeka nabo bazijonge ngoku ichomi abahamba nazo, ngoba ichomi yenkokheli funeka ibe liqabani olaziyo ukuthi eliqabani, ngoba iqabani ngumuntu oza kungaba. Hayi ezichomi izikhoyo zijonge nje ukununusa ama-comrade izinto zokunyoluka nezinto eziphuma endleleni. Into ebalulekileyo ke ngoku ukuthi sijongane nalonto. Siyadibana ke namhlanje sijongane kakhulu undoqo ngezomnotho, ngoba xa ujonga umnotho wethu awukho ezingeni apho ufuneka ube kulo. Abantu abanamisebenzi, eyona nto engaphezulu kakhulu kuzo zonke kukudilizwa kwemisebenzi kweli lizwe lakuthi, nokuthi abantu abaninzi isingakhulu abantu abatsha abasebenzi. Senza ntoni ke ngoku ngalonto? Funeka lo mnotho usebenzela abantu njengoba sitshilo pha kabe sisiye ebantwini sibathembisa ukuthi basivotele. Siza ukwenza inguqu kwezomnotho ukuthi usebenzele abantu. Yilonto ke namhlanje sizayiphonononga ngomvulo. Xa sigqibayo apha sitsho ke ngoku zintoni izinto esizawuziqinisa ukwenza ukuthi lo mnotho ushukumise into yokudala imisebenzi apha eMzantsi Afrika. Okwesibini okubalulekile ukuthi sizawuye ekhethweni kulonyaka uzayo komasipala. Sijongana nento ukuthi ke ngoku abantu sizawubanyula ngabantu abanjani, ukuya ngezenzo njalo njalo, nokuthi aba bantu sizawubanyula yintoni esizayilandela. Phecelezi ngesingesi kuthiwa ke zi-guidelines. Izawuthi xa sigqibileyo ke uziphonononga ezi-guidelines siyicacisele iSouth Africa ngobubanzi namalungu e-ANC ukuthi sizawulandela eyiphi indlela yokonyula ooceba bethu. Enkosi, ndiyabulela.